Okay, picture this. You've done nothing wrong. You're just sitting in traffic, minding your own business, and then, bam, someone slams into the back of you. And just when you think the worst is over, you get a call from your own insurance company, and they're asking you for hundreds of pounds. It is one of the most frustrating things about a car accident. So, today we're going to explain exactly why this happens and, way more importantly, what you can do about it.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Someone else hit your car, and now your insurer wants you to hand over 500 pounds before they lift a finger. It feels like you're being punished for somebody else's mistake. It is literally adding insult to injury.
And yeah, it feels completely and totally unfair. But believe it or not, there is a reason for it, and it's baked right into the way the whole insurance system is set up. So why does it work like this? Why are you, the innocent driver, the one who has to pay up? That's the big question we're tackling.
To get why this happens, you have to understand the massive scale we're talking about. Look at this number, 7.5 times billion pounds. That's how much UK insurers paid out for just vehicle damage claims in 2023. Your little claim is just one piece of a giant financial machine, and that machine, well, it has some very specific and often maddening rules.
So, if you want to take back some control, you first have to speak the language, right? And the single most important bit of jargon in this whole mess is the insurance excess. Let's break down what that actually means.
Put simply, your excess is just the slice of the bill you agreed to pay yourself. But I want you to look really closely at that last sentence, because it's the whole reason we're here. It applies even if you are not at fault. It's a fundamental part of the contract you have with your insurer. And that excess number, it's not just one thing, it's actually two parts smashed together. First, you've got the compulsory excess. Your insurer sets this part based on things like your age and your car. You can't touch it. But then there's the voluntary excess. This is the extra amount you chose to add on, probably because it made your annual premium a little cheaper. And check this out. This chart shows a trend that's really picking up steam. As insurance prices go up, more and more of us are cranking up our voluntary excess to try and save some cash. In 2023, almost a quarter of UK drivers went with a 500-pound voluntary amount. But what that really means is we're all taking on a bigger slice of the financial risk ourselves when something goes wrong.
So let's go back to that big question. Why do you pay? This quote right here gets to the heart of it. Your insurance policy is a contract between you and your insurer. It has nothing to do with the person who hit you. So, their standard process is to charge you the excess, get your claim moving, and then they go and chase the other driver's insurance to get all the money back. That recovery process has a fancy name, subrogation, but it just means one insurer getting money from another. And here's the catch, that can take months.
All right, enough of the technical stuff. This isn't just about contracts and jargon. Let's talk about the real-world impact of this system, because it seriously disrupts people's lives.
Let me give you a real-world scenario. Let's talk about Tariq. He's an Uber driver in London, so his car is literally his office. He gets rear-ended, his car's a mess, he can't drive it, and the first thing his insurer says is, "We need a 750-pound excess from you before we do anything."
And the costs just spiral out of control so fast. That 750 pounds is just to get the ball rolling. For every single day his car is off the road, he's losing about 200 pounds in income. So after just 3 days, he's already looking at a potential hit of 1,350 pounds, all for an accident that wasn't even his fault.
Or think about Priya. She's a parent, her family car gets written off at a roundabout, again, not her fault, but when her insurer finally pays out the value of the car, they just subtract her £400 excess right off the top. So now she's without a car, and she's 400 quid short on the money she desperately needs for a replacement.
Do these situations sound a little too familiar? It's a horrible, stressful place to be. So let me ask you, what's your first instinct? Do you just call your insurer and get the credit card out? Or do you start thinking about other options?
Well, here's the great news. You actually have way more power here than you think. You have options. In fact, here are 5 proven ways you can go about paying zero excess. We'll dig into these a bit more, but here's the list. You can go straight to the other driver's insurer. You can use what's called an independent coordination service. You can check your motor legal cover. You can flat out ask your own insurer to waive the fee, or you can use a separate excess insurance policy. Think of this as your action plan. Now, this table really lays out the 2 main paths you can take. If you go through your own insurer, you almost always pay that excess up front, and they give you a tiny little courtesy car. But if you use an independent coordinator, you often pay no excess at all, and they can get you a like-for-like vehicle.
So a taxi for a taxi driver because they bill everything directly to the at-fault driver's insurance. It's a totally different game.
Let's just focus on that independent route for a second, because it's a really powerful one. The pros are obvious. No excess to pay, it shouldn't affect your no-claims bonus, and you get a much better car. But, and this is a huge but, so listen up, this only works if the other driver's insurer agrees it was 100% their client's fault. If they argue about who's to blame, you could end up on the hook for all the costs, including that expensive hire car. The absolute key is to read every single word of any agreement before you sign it.
Okay, we have thrown a lot of information at you. Let's pull it all together so you can figure out your best move. The whole point here is to help you choose the right path for your situation so you can feel like you're back in the driver's seat.
So before you pick up the phone, just run through this quick checklist of common mistakes you need to avoid. Number 1, just paying the excess without even asking if they can waive it. Number 2, completely forgetting to check if you already have motor legal protection on your policy. And number 3, just meekly accepting a tiny courtesy car when you might be entitled to something just like your own. Dodge these traps and you're already in a much stronger position.
So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. After a non-fault accident, it's so easy to feel powerless, like you're facing this bill you can't avoid. But the truth is, you almost always have more options and more power than you think you do.
You now have a clear roadmap. You have 5 different paths you can explore. The power is back in your hands. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?